Well, hello there. Out for a Sunday afternoon hike today. The weekend was pretty rainy up to now. Basically, it's been raining for probably the last 2.5 days. And as a result, I didn't get out on Saturday. I'd actually had an activity planned that wasn't going to allow me to hike anyway. But even with it being canceled, I still didn't get out and get one in due to the weather. But after a little bit of an intense storm came through very early this morning, skies have, well, I won't say they've cleared, but they've dried up. And so I'm out here because of the rain over the last few days. I didn't want to venture into anything too crazy, not knowing what the trail conditions would be like. So I'm back out at Kennesaw Mountain again. Started in the middle of the park, and this time I'm heading up to the mountain itself. So I'm gonna go up the backside of the mountain this time and then descend along the main path to the visitor center before looping back around to the trailhead I've started from. Hoping to get maybe 11 miles in, which would be a great distance for a hike I'm getting this late of a start on. But we will see how it progresses. For now, let's get hiking. Well, I'm about 2.5 miles in, getting ready to head up into the Pigeon Hill area of the park. Just wanted to comment that, when I first did Kennesaw back in January, not my first time out here, but my first time this year, the trail at that time had some significant issues with water retention and boggy and muddy areas. But over the course of this year, I've seen in my many ventures out here lots of work being done on trail maintenance, on establishing better water runoff patterns and trail surfaces, so that even after basically 2 days of rain, I felt pretty confident coming out here, and it's proven itself to hold true that the trails are still in great shape even with all the weather. And it was a little bit nice to see that the rainfall has got the waterways filled up a little bit. As you can see in the couple of pictures I just posted, the creeks are running a little bit higher, and it's nice to see that flow after some pretty dry October and November months. Coming out onto last big meadow area before crossing over into the Pigeon Hill area, so we'll commence on with that and check with you down the way. Well, it's decision time for me. I'm at a point where I could do a cut through to get to the other side of the loop and start heading back towards the south end where the trailhead was that I started from. If I do that, I'm only going to get somewhere between 6 and 7 miles, but I'll be done well before sunset. Or continue up my planned route, which would take me on up both the backside of Little Kennesaw Mountain, then on to Kennesaw Mountain Peak itself, and then back down and loop around, which would get me close to that 11-mile mark that I had thought. But I'm almost guaranteed to be finishing probably the last 2 miles or so after sunset. Now, it Admittedly, I'll have a little bit of light after sunset before it's really dark out and I have to pull the headlamp out. And that trail section is probably some of the milder ones out here with wide, flat trails that are clearly marked and no real concerns about getting lost or mislaid. So, don't know what I'm going to do. Stick around and find out. Well, as you may have guessed from that photo montage, I chose the challenge route. I opted to go ahead and continue on the path up to little Kennesaw Mountain and do the rock scramble and all that. And yeah, I did it with a caveat though, that I would reassess things when I got to the gap between Little Kennesaw and Kennesaw Mountain and see how long it had taken me, how I was feeling, make a second decision. And based on the time it took me to go that distance, the amount of time I've got left before sunset, I have taken a bit of a compromise, and I'm taking the road walk down from the gap back down towards the visitor center, but along the way I'll be able to meet up with a trail that'll cut me back over to the other side of the loop so I can continue on back towards my trailhead. So gonna end up shortening my distance a little bit. I don't know exactly how it's gonna play out, but I think I'm probably gonna end up between 9 and 10 miles, maybe a little closer to 9, instead of getting just over 11, which is still great distance given the amount of time I had today. So I haven't done this road walk before. They give me some different sites to look at, so I will see how things go on this little trek. Well, I've met back up with the trail, and now we're playing everyone's favorite game, foot race with the sun. So there's no way I'm gonna be able to make it back before sunset. That was a given as soon as I made that first decision. So the only question now is how long I'm going to be spending in the dark. I'm probably about a half hour away from getting back to the point where I made my first decision, or at least roughly equivalent to it on the opposite side of the loop. And from there, I've got an hour, most likely, hike to get back to the trailhead. And it's about a half an hour till sunset. Figure maybe at best 15 to 20 minutes of usable light after the sun goes down. And after that, I'll be in the dark. So I'll have the headlamp ready and we'll finish it out as we can. Okay, update. I just passed the point in the trail where I would have reconnected had I taken the cutover at that first decision point. So from the point I made the decision, I've gone 4.25 miles in an hour and a half compared to the 3 miles I did in the first hour. So rough estimation, I've probably got 3 miles to go. So the best time I've done so far has that done in an hour. So we'll see how that holds up. I've got about 20 minutes till sunset now. Like I said, maybe another 20 minutes of usable light after that, which, if I hold to my hour for the last 3 miles, will give me about 20 minutes in the dark. I've had worse. Still feeling pretty good. It's actually looking like my distance is going to be just a little over 10 miles. So the choice I made to do the road walk and then cut over to the trail from there looks to have shaved only about a mile off of my total distance. So very pleased with that. But now I've got to finish this out strong, see what kind of light I have left, and I'll probably do one more check-in to wrap the video up. Okay, I hit sunset time right as I rejoined with the trail that I came out on. So I'm retreading ground I've already been on today, and I'm feeling good. But now that the light's gonna fade, and since I'm on trail I've already been on, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. Like I said, I'm probably gonna end up with a little over 10 miles today. Feeling good. Feel like I made some good choices, all things considered, and pleased with that. Thanks for coming along with me today. We will see you on the next trail.